Hmm? Ah!
You're listening to the Run for Your Lives podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Daphne.
And I'm Pake.
And this is the Run for Your Lives podcast.
This episode we are talking about the comedy horror film Doghouse, directed by Jake West and released June 12th, 2009.
And this was my idea.
Mm-hmm.
I've
never heard of this one before until now.
I take full responsibility. When we were kind of setting what movies we wanted to cover, I picked this one because I felt like I needed one of those Cooties or Cockneys versus Zombies or Shaun of the Dead type movies to cover. Because we've had some more serious movies the last couple weeks, and I really just wanted something that would be completely ridiculous and silly.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this one was. It's always been that way, and it's always been one that I go back to when I feel like I just need to have something on that's mindless and fun. And so I brought this one. It's all on me. If you guys hate it out there in the listening universe, it's my fault. I did it. I take responsibility and I don't really apologize.
Write all of your angry letters to Jason Cavassi at podcast.com.
Oh, man. Oh, enjoy that, Jason. I do want to point out that this is kind of one of those magical experiences where practical effects were like the normal thing. Like they did things as practically as possible all the time. That was the focus. That's what the director wanted. So that's what they did. And I thought they pulled it off pretty well.
It's always nice to see.
Isn't it? Do it the old way. Sometimes innovation is great and you can take it and run with it, but sometimes it's also good to go back and use tried and true techniques that have worked in the past.
Yeah. And speaking of past, it's good to go back. Like I said, 2009. We're going back a little ways for this one, an older movie. Because I feel like, I might be wrong, but it feels like I think we've been on a streak. I think the last 3 or 4 movies we've done have all been 2025 releases.
Yes. Like in the last 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we needed to go back. We were due to go back to something a little bit older. And I'm glad this one fit the bill for many, many things. I thought you might particularly have fun with it because there's a lot of silly quotes and things in it that are really fun. The characters are entertaining. So I thought that you might enjoy it too.
Entertaining in a way that, I guess it like people watch Always Sunny, where it's like, oh, all of these people suck real bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's still funny.
More than others, I think. Some more than others. I think there were some redeeming things about some of them. And I definitely, when we start talking about the movie after I give the production notes, there's some things I want to say off the top that may make people irritated with me, but I hope that they'll understand where I'm coming from with it.
Again, if you're angry or irritated by the things Daphne has to say, all comments and concerns and critiques, go to Jason Cavassi at podcast.com.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do production notes, then we will jump into discussing the movie. It was filmed in West Sussex and London, England. Dan Schafer, who wrote the story, is best known in the comic world as the writer and illustrator of the comic Dog Witch, which we actually saw in Matt's comic shop. It was sitting on the counter. Schafer actually came up with the idea randomly after his girlfriend got sick one time. Like, okay. So the budget was $4 million. It was not a box office smash. It grossed about $179,000. So not a smash. 89 minutes long. Pake, give us a beautiful synopsis.
All right. I don't know if it's beautiful, but it is accurate.
Okay.
A group of men heading to a remote village to help one of their friends get over his divorce soon discover that all of the women have been infected with a virus that makes them man-hating cannibals.
Not beautiful, but true. I mean, really true. And I mean, man-hating cannibals is something that does come up. I hadn't seen this one in a while, so I had forgotten a couple of things, so it was kind of fun to see it again and kind of realize that I had misremembered a couple of things, like how people died, in particular, was one of the things I forgot. But then just some of the quotes landed funnier, I guess. I really needed this. I needed the silliness in this movie. The characters, well, we'll start, okay? Vince is kind of the focus of why this movie is taking place. Like, the story in this movie is he's getting a divorce. He's obviously still in love with his wife. He doesn't really want the divorce, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, I think, if the divorce was his idea, he probably wouldn't be walking around with a photo of her in his wallet still.
No, probably not. Probably not. So he doesn't want this divorce. She even calls him at one point to talk about signing the papers, which he hasn't done yet. And he's just struggling. So his friends decide, we're going to take you on this magical adventure. And they introduce us early on to this group of friends that are around him. And first you have Neil, who has been on 2 dates with a girl, doesn't know her name. He obviously slept at her place the night before.
Yeah.
He thinks that he's a ladies' magnet and he's a womanizer. Like, he's totally all about his magnetism that he has to attract women to him easily, I guess. And then there's Graham, who leaves his boyfriend to go and doesn't really want to leave. He doesn't want to say, well, no, I'm choosing to stay home with my boyfriend instead of coming with my friends. Well, his boyfriend kind of wants to come, but it's basically, he says to him, no girls are allowed, which pisses off his boyfriend.
So the actor who played his boyfriend, I had to stop and pause and look it up because I thought, and it's somebody, but it looks a lot like. But there was a moment where I was like, is that Jack Whitehall? I was like,
okay, so you were not the only one that did that, because I also thought so.
I was so convinced for a second. I was like, Jack Whitehall? But then I was like, and then I went on IMDb and looked at the cast and I was like, no. Looks so much like him.
Yes. He's got one of those faces where you think he's somebody else. And then you're like, no, he's not. And he's not someone that you really had seen in anything else. Because I looked and I'm like, no, I don't know who he is, but okay. He's only on the screen for less than a minute. Then we get Mikey, who is married, glued his wife's wedding ring to her finger because he knew she was going to have a fit that he was going. Patrick, who, the poor man, I don't wonder why he needs a meditation app, because his wife was flipping out. It didn't paint women in a very good light, I want to say. Because when I was watching it, all I could think is, why would you be that angry about your husband wanting to go away with his friends for a weekend? And then I just realized I must be not normal when it comes to that. Like, I would not be flipping out about that. I'd be like, I'm getting some me time. This is a good thing. I don't know if it's trust issues or if those guys had done something in the past. What do I not know?
Yeah, because part of it, just like basic, because they want to put you kind of in the shoes of these guys. We're like, oh my god, got to get away from the ball and chain. But yeah, who knows? Like, you can kind of headcanon it a little bit to be like, yeah, who knows what their relationships are? It's like, how many times are they like flaking on stuff that their wife or whatever has had planned to do other stuff? Like, this isn't the first time something like this has happened where like they probably sprung it on them like that morning. Like, oh, by the way, I know we had dinner plans and you made reservations, but I'm going to go hang out with my friends for the weekend. Like, it could have been anything like that. Like,
it really could have. And so in thinking about it, I'm like, I don't live with them, so I don't really know what they're like. But I'm just like, in my head, I'm thinking, it's not all women are like that. I mean, to be so...
Hashtag not all women.
Yeah, not all women are like that. That we would be freaking out. I mean, as much traveling as I do, on the flip side of that, as much traveling as I do, my boyfriend's not running around wondering. My boyfriend's not running around screaming at me, why are you going? Why can't you stay home? Like, it's, I feel like a healthy relationship, there's trust and respect there. So I don't know what's going on with these relationships. I felt for Patrick. His wife was feisty and she was not pleased. And yeah, so no wonder. I get it. He needed to go get away. I understand it. But I kind of sympathize with them a little bit. But then again, just talking about it now, it's like, I don't really know what the situation was in those relationships and marriages. But it's kind of, it makes it look like women are all feisty and angry people. And that's not the case. But in their lives, in this movie, that was the case.
Right.
And again, like you said, I think it's just to make us kind of sympathize with them.
Yeah, which it didn't. Because like I said, my notes, this is, speaking of streaks with the newer movies, this is also kind of a broken streak, because there's been, Sinners was recent, was last week, or a couple weeks ago. But this is another one of the movies where I was like, I didn't compile and put things into... we're doing this character, then this character again. I was like, I texted you while I was still doing prep and was like, this is another one of those cases where it's too much of an ensemble to even care about separating into characters, isn't it?
I think, for the most part, it is ensemble. I think the focus of the story, the story is about Vince. And I think later in the movie, that's when it really comes to a head. But as far as going through this movie and talking about one character's progression, if we did that on Vince, we would start at the beginning. Yeah, you'd be like, it wouldn't work. So
so my notes are again just a chronological, kind of a live tweet feel. Just the notes as I took them in order as I watched it for the first time. And so literally my first note of the entire movie is, these dudes all kind of seem to suck.
Well, in some ways, yes. They all have parts of their characters that are definitely not great. Although I have to tell you, Bex throwing out Mikey's PlayStation, I'm sorry.
No.
That is not okay.
That is unforgivable offense.
That is awful. Why would you do that? I'm like, I don't get these girls. What is happening? It's like they can't handle a weekend on their own. But again, as I said, I don't know what their dynamics were in these relationships, so I don't know for sure. The last two didn't have a significant other that I know of.
I was going to say, you named everybody, and I was like, and then there's also comic book guy Matt. He's also in this movie.
Yes, he is. Lee Ingleby plays the part of Matt. I saw him in this movie, but then I saw him play a police officer in a British show called George Gently, and it was a completely different character. But I've seen him in a bunch of things, so it was kind of cool to revisit this again, with that in mind. He's kind of hilarious, actually. I mean, he's arguing with a kid about zombies in the Evil Dead comic book. And
they're not zombies. And I was like, They are. They're deadites. Come on. Yeah. They're not zombies. You're right.
Schaefer, who created the story, he actually based the character of Matt on someone that was a friend of his. And that was, I think, the only one in the movie that was based on someone that he knew. And then the final piece of the puzzle, Banksy.
Yeah, so they know Banksy? That's crazy. He's not anything like I would have pictured him to
No,
be.
not at all. Yeah.
That guy's leaving those politically charged art pieces and graffiti work all over the place? Wow.
All while...
That guy?
all while running around in a van that's nicely painted and runs like shit.
Yeah.
But you felt for him, I mean, a little bit. He showed up for his wedding, and his wife didn't, or, his fiance did not. So you're just kind of like, okay. But he's also the type of guy that leaves his phone and his keys locked in the house.
How do you lock your keys in the house? Don't you need them to lock it?
If you're using a deadbolt, which is what most people do, but I don't know how he managed that.
I don't know how you pull that off.
I've always been afraid of locking my keys in the car because I have done it a couple of times, and it is not pleasant and not fun and expensive to get it open. Again, his van, it looks wonderful with that paint job. It runs horribly. Like it's...
Well, he's Banksy. Obviously, the paint job's going to be good. Did it himself.
Of course he did. So here we go.
Yeah, and then Vince, of course, as you said, is the one getting divorced, so his friends are taking him away to cheer him up. Which, the only person in this movie that I recognized.
Of course.
I don't watch. But Stephen Graham as Vince, and I'm not super familiar with his work, because it's mostly very British, and there's a lot of that I haven't watched. But... my Stephen Graham thing is more recent. I did finally recently watch Adolescence on Netflix. And I have to give him so much props for that. Because for those who may not, even those who've watched Adolescence and may not know, Stephen Graham created, wrote, and starred in that show. And it was a hit. It's a huge deal. And honestly, it's easily one of the best things I've seen on TV in recent history, for sure. It has sat with me. So... big props to Stephen Graham for being the person behind Adolescence. And to then see him in this movie and be like, that's the guy that created that? All right.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
He's been in a bunch of British things that I've seen. Because I'm on the flip side of that. I've watched a lot of British TV and movies. So I've seen him in a bunch of things. And when I saw he was going to be in Adolescence, I was excited about it. Because anytime someone that I've seen a lot... is in something that's, recognizable and available for people to stream and watch, it's always, fun and exciting, even though that series is, I haven't seen it yet, but it's pretty, intense from what I understand. So it's cool. There have been a few different actors that I have watched that have gone on to do different things. Putting together series or movies or whatever. Yeah.
I guess now I have this moment where I get to pedestal and champion something that we're not even covering and won't. Because what I was going off about Life of Chuck recently. So that'll be my week's version of that is Adolescence. Go watch Adolescence if you haven't. As you said, it's intense. I don't want to give too much away. But it is emotional. It's heavy hitting. It's very rough and like a deep kind of, personal, social kind of thing and justice and a lot of those kind of things. But also for the film nerd, because we talk about a lot of really fun film stuff. The thing that also I'm if a really high impact emotional drama is not the thing that's going to make you want to watch that show, then if you're a big cinematic nerd like we can be on here, it is a mini series, a limited series. It's 4 episodes, each about an hour long. And each episode is one shot, one take. Not like 1917 that looks like a one shot thing, but then there's little cuts and hidden cuts. No, the entire episode is one camera, one take, the entire hour. So it's the whole series is 4 unbroken shots, which is insane. And I remember finishing it in one sitting. I watched all 4 episodes back to back to back to back. And then immediately dove into like behind the scenes videos and stuff because I was like, I have to see how they filmed this and I have to know how that one got pulled off. And I have to, yeah, it's incredible.
Yep. Got to go down the rabbit hole after.
Yes.
Yeah. So now we're about 20 minutes into the episode and we're going to start talking about the movie.
All right. If I just go in order with my notes, then it's just going to be non sequiturs. So the next one is, Neil sucks extra bad. Fuck that guy.
Oh my God. Okay, so Danny Dyer is one of those actors that plays parts like this. So it wasn't that much of a surprise. He's also in a movie called Severance, not the TV series. It's a movie about a group of office workers that go out into the wilderness.
I saw that episode of Severance, yeah.
No, not that. No. I knew you were going to say that.
Is what that's called on that show.
No. So they go out into the wilderness, and it's a much different experience for them because they're basically hunted down.
By Lumen, yes. No. Again, Daphne, I've seen the show. No, I'm kidding.
You're such a brat. He plays these roles, and so he does such a good job at it. To me, I'm like, yep, okay, good. Danny Dyer, Neil, got it. Got the role. Understand what the memo is here.
Mm-hmm.
He's got it. It's fine. He pays Ruth, the driver, to allow him and them to call her Candy.
Oh, no, the whole thing is like, he's being like a womanizer already, like hitting on women in the bar and like pissing them off there. And then, Ruth shows up and it's like, I'm the driver. And he's like, oh, it was supposed to be a guy's weekend headed out. And now there's a woman driver that's going to take us out there. Who knew they were allowed to drive? He just short circuits.
Yep. He's shaking her hand, like, and then he slips her money. Like, he slips her money to allow him and the others to call her Candy. And I'm like, don't let him call you Candy. Take the money. Nope, she lets him call her Candy. You can call me Candy. And I'm like, no, that just feeds into the... No, it's not okay. Don't do it. But she did it anyway.
Call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. But dad jokes. I don't know. It's a classic one.
You have a vast number of dad jokes, despite not being a dad.
Nope. But I stock them up anyway.
Uh-huh.
Because I still have a number of young kids in my life that I can still break them out on. So, gotta have them in the back pocket when they're needed.
Yes. And do they roll their eyes when you bring them out?
Absolutely.
Yep. Okay.
Which is what you want.
Okay.
That's the good thing. So it's okay.
Because I roll my eyes when you bring them out. So I'm just expecting that they would too.
Yeah. They were at the Old King's Head pub in London. Which I've heard of that place. It's not the one. There's one that's like very famous. And it's not that one. It's like a different one that's like in a different place. I don't even know how to like.
So it's like, it's not Broadway, it's off Broadway?
Right, yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's got the same name, but it's like a lesser known one. But I did, because I had to look it up, because I was like, I think I've seen that again. But then it made me think of, which we still haven't covered on here, and we absolutely need to. I'm going to put a stake in the ground for next season for covering World's End, because that's a movie about a pub crawl, and I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, maybe not, it's been a while since I've watched it, there was a King's Head on that one as well.
You know what, Peg? Let's just cover it next week.
We could do that.
We don't have a movie picked for next week.
Then maybe we'll do that
Maybe we'll just do it.
We need to finish the Cornetto trilogy.
We
Let's do it.
How have we not finished
All right.
it? It's crazy.
Okay, so taking the stake out of the ground for next season, and I'm putting it in next week. Got it.
You know what's great is it's been 5 years of doing this podcast. Just about 5 years. And we still hadn't finished the Cornetto trilogy. And that's...
We still haven't finished Insidious.
We haven't.
So...
We haven't.
We like to start things and never finish them. So that's how we do. We still haven't done Godzilla x Kong. So,
I know. We have to. There's so many. I guess we have to keep going.
I guess we can't stop the podcast yet.
Nope.
Not canceled yet.
Nope. Got to keep going. Got to do
right.
it. I will tell you this. When they got to Moodley,
It's a road blocked by a group of disemboweled rams. That's probably a good sign, though, right?
I guess, but Ruth is the one that got out there and was moving them out of the way until Vince helped her. You know? And again, I feel like this was Vince's opportunity to watch and see that his friends do not understand women at all. Like, they do not get it. They don't understand. And yet, he also feels like he's a nice guy and the nice guys get shit on or killed, which we'll talk about later. But I get it. I get why he's like that. But even before they get there, Neil takes their phones away. They all have the same fucking ringtone.
Yeah, I thought that was...
They all have the same ringtone. All pops on, they have to get their phones out and see who it is. Until Neil is just over it and is like, getting away from it all doesn't include spousal abuse via T-Mobile.
Again, the way that I kind of took it is it's very, like, over-the-top comedy kind of bit. It's one of those, like, Scott Pilgrim. Yeah. It's a bit that's done in Scott Pilgrim, honestly. Where in my head, because, like, you know, Vince's wife calls him about the papers, and he was like, I'm not even in London. Where are you? And he's like, I'm in Moodley. And then, like, she hangs up immediately. And then all the rest of them go on as if she, like, immediately called the other women in the group thing. Was like, get out.
Because they probably have a group text, okay? Or maybe that wasn't a thing at the time, but I feel like it must have been a thing at the time where she's like, you won't believe where they are. They're all in Moodley. Because
it was so fast. Because there's, like, Scott Pilgrim kind of thing. It was like, don't tell anybody that Scott's dating a high schooler. And immediately, Scott, you're dating a high schooler.
Yep.
Like,
word gets around real fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. Ruth tries to school them in things that are worse than divorce, such as rape, murder, and castration. Like, okay. All right.
Good point. Yeah. Yeah, they're staying at Mikey's grandmother's place while she's away on vacation, apparently. While Builder's working on the house, and she has no idea they're doing this. Who let him plan the trip? Why is Mikey involved in planning?
I think maybe because when Neil plans the trips, it's worse. Like, there are strippers involved, and the men get in trouble. That
still feels like that would be a better trip than that.
Yeah, they uncovered the fact that Mikey never really told his grandmother that they were coming. He just assumed he could find a key under a little gnome. Mm-hmm. I thought... the map that they have, when they first pull into town, they're looking at this map that's kind of on a bulletin board. And it just reminded me, when it first zoomed in, it's like, okay, this kind of reminds me of Silent Hill, the way that it's presented.
Instead of fog, it's just forest.
Forest.
All around, everywhere.
Yeah. Still, that reminds me of Wayward Pines, which is a series, Pake, when you get done with The Wire and all of the other shows that you need to watch that you've never seen.
Sure.
You should watch, because it's kind of got a From vibe. And the first season was actually fantastic. The second season, but the first season was great. Loved it.
Yeah. All right. I'll put that on the list of things I'll never get around to, but say I will.
Okay. It's good to have things to do.
Right. Because I'm not trying to watch enough. No, literally, because I'm like, I've got to watch wrestling after this, but also I'm like, the first 3 episodes of freaking Ironheart have come out, and I need to watch those, and I'm already behind in Resident Alien, and I am caught up on Wrexham right now, though, but then there's something else. Oh, yeah, The Bear's back, so I got to watch The Bear. It's just too much. Too much.
You have too much to do.
Always.
I got this, like, country western movie vibe of they're walking in and the music that's playing. It's like
it's a ghost town.
Yeah. It's like, oh, what's going on? There's nobody here. But they miss all the signs that anything has happened. Like the blood on the soccer ball. And there's a cut hand on the gate when Mikey goes to his grandmother's house. Like, this cut off hand is holding on to the gate. He doesn't notice. No idea. Yeah. It's like they just don't see it.
Men never pay attention to anything.
No, it's the little details. Yeah. And that pointed that out. It's like they're oblivious to what's going on around them at first. Yeah. Until they can't get a beer.
what's going around them, and just in general, again, with Neil, women love me. I'm like, oh, this is the most deluded man in the world. Got it.
Yep. And they have come to a town where the ratio of women to men is 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why they went there. They wanted to make Vince feel like there were other women out there that he could connect with, or I don't know. They wanted to make him feel better. I don't think it had the effect they were hoping for. Although at the end, they seem to be laughing as they're pushing the shopping cart. So I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they had a great time. Yeah.
I don't.
Cock and Bull seems quite empty.
Yeah, they can't get a beer, and that's when shit really gets real for them. But I have to say this, Pake. This little town, despite it being empty, kind of gave me a vibe of the setting of our Kids on Bikes campaign this season. Mm-hmm. Like the little shops and things.
All kinds of like little shops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Made me think of that. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's empty. There is a horrifying something going on in a single bathroom stall. Matt finds the occult shop.
Matt found his secret haven. Like, really. He wanted to be there.
Mm-hmm. Like the Burning Witch.
Yeah.
Also notices the political posters. Town seems to have a clear winner picked, I think.
Based on the political posters that I saw. Nutmeg. Oh, wait, no. Magnut.
Magnut.
Yeah. Because she's nutty. Maybe. The actress who played her actually passed away. This was her last movie role. She wasn't in the movie for very long, but yeah, it was her last movie role.
Yeah, Mikey does find the key and a couple other strange things over there. Leads him running back to the group. Zombie ladies, women. Am I right?
Yeah, you know what they credit them in the credits? Zombirds.
Yeah.
Zombirds. I called them infected. I didn't even call them like zombies because I felt like they... Oh my god, No! I'm not going to say it. We are not going down there. Maybe I should call them zombies.
It's Matt's way of thinking.
It's Matt's...
in this movie.
Matt's... Yeah, Matt thinks they're zombies. So yeah, they're credited in the closing credits as Zombirds. Mm-hmm. And I had clever names for different Zombirds, like Bridezilla was one of them. Okay.
I also had those. You should know that I probably would.
I knew that you would.
But you'll have to wait till I get there.
I'm excited to find out what you're going to say. How you're going to... I'm sure they're going to be incredibly clever. And I do have something funny to say, but we'll wait. Wait till we get there. And if you steal the joke from me, I'm going to be so disappointed. Because I have a joke. I have a real joke.
That's a rarity. I hope I don't steal it from you. If I do, it won't be on purpose, but I might. That's where they meet Martin, Gavin, whatever the fuck his name. Who cares?
Gavin Wright is his name.
I know they keep calling him Martin.
They did.
For some reason, they're trying to stop him from assaulting a woman, poor woman.
Yes.
Not knowing it's an undead monster. And then she's wreaking havoc and swinging around a knife at everybody with a hood covering her face. But then Mikey comes in, gnome domed.
Yep. Yeah, she actually stabbed Neil in the hand. That was the beginning of his hand trauma.
His hand had a bad day.
Yeah, that same hand. Hand.
That hand had a really...
It did.
Bad night.
Yeah. They start to realize that some shit's happening. They go back to the bus because they think we got to get the hell out of town. But Candy, they see her transformation into this zombird or infected or zombie or whatever you want to call her. So they decide they can't do that either. So they run back to Mikey's grandmother's house. Mm-hmm. Where they meet this poor man who is affixed to the fence. He has a beating heart. They don't realize it at first. But they get the gun away from him. And he starts speaking, and he said, tells him not to go in the woods. And they ask him, well, what's in the woods? And then everything you've ever been afraid of. And then he splits.
Nice.
With a little help from the Bridezilla.
Yeah.
Was that good?
Nice one.
Was that
That's
good?
Very good.
Okay. Are you proud? Because I mean that.
I am.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Okay.
Yes, they meet the remaining population of Moodley. Barber zombie with the scissors was really fun in front of her cardboard cutout. We get Busty Goth zombie.
Well, I think the Busty Goth zombie was the witch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the burning witch, but then she was burning.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Burning witch outside the burning witch.
Yeah.
Was very nice.
Yeah. I almost tried to write another joke about that, but I decided not to because it didn't come out as good as I was thinking.
Burn the witch. Yeah, Ruth. Yeah, we use the darkness turned. I liked her. Too bad we didn't get a whole lot of her alive. She was snarky. But yeah, so I guess it's going to be a no on the bus ride out.
Yeah, no. That's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, they are able to get in the house, and Patrick is on it. He's locked the back door, and he put the kettle on, which is what you should do in this situation. The fact that someone locked the back door so they didn't have someone coming in, I mean, that's ahead of a bunch of movies I've seen. Because usually they just don't think about it and end up with things.
Yeah, I'm glad you covered like some of the other zombies and like the captain or whatever that was there. Because like I had to stop myself because part of me was like, I want to type this and type that. So then I ended up with just this whole note where I said most of my notes could just be, hey, look at that cool gory practical effect kill or zombie or wow, what a hilarious line or situation or visual. It's a vicious onslaught of humor and horror, which I really did. I was like, but I'm not going to cover it all. You watch the movie, but bravo, it's very fun. So I was like, so now we'll see if I even have any more notes for the rest of the movie because I didn't know what was coming up. So I was like, if it's just going to be more kills and lines, I was like, they're great, and I'll pick out the ones that I really like. But I was like, I could sit here and just quote everything, or that was cool, but nobody wants that to be my notes. So I was like, I don't want to just recap the things that are happening either. So I was like, what else to talk about? I don't know. I read the final issue of Spider-Boy last night. It was good. I liked where it ended. It's, it set up some fun stuff that can be used in future comics, or if the series ever gets a new run or something. I was, a little sad that it's over, but I got plenty of other great comics to read. Oh, we're still talking Doghouse.
We are.
Onward.
Uh-huh.
I'll be back with the next note. Maybe. But yeah, no, then I had plenty of notes because there was still plenty of good stuff to talk about. So that's good.
Well, Gavin starts to tell them about this virus, like what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, it only affects women, which is something they had kind of figured out a little bit. And Neil calls it the bird flu.
I loved that one. It's stupid, but it is. Those were some fun lines I had to write down. Because when's the last time pollution turned someone into an axe murderer? Or then, yeah,
literally,
the virus only affects women. Bird flu. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's good. Also, before that, I said they went with the Shaun of the Dead method of just chucking a bunch of shit at zombies in the backyard. So we know that that's tried and true. And then I love that, like, they go inside and the zombies immediately just turn around and walk off. It's like, oh, they at least have a very short attention span. That's good.
Goldfish.
Women, am I right?
Some of the complaints that I read about this movie is that the way that it portrayed women, but I think you have to take this with a grain of salt. Like, right, that's what
I'm being sarcastic. To the point I feel like I could end all of my notes on this movie with women. Am I right?
No. So Gavin's there just to shoot them. Like, that's his thing.
Women, am I right? No, I'm done. No.
And so they're like, we have to get out of here. We need to get out of town. And Mikey, the wizard that he is, pops up with, bad candy lives on that bus, and she's not accepting any visitors due to a little skin complaint. Well, that is true.
Mm-hmm. I did call something that was a reveal way later in the movie. I figured it out early. While they're in that house, and there's the box of Wonder Wash sitting in the sink, or like, by the sink on the counter. I was like, yeah, this political sponsor, Wonder Wash. That seems like suspect number one in how this started, right? It's in the laundry detergent. Like, I made that call immediately. I was like, yeah, figured that one out. All right.
That's where it starts, and then it's in the air, because that's how Candy, or A.K.A. Ruth, ended up with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the Gavin. She's not Candy anymore. She never was. Her name's Ruth. You guys can stop calling her Candy. Now's not the time to stop objectifying women. You can become a new man tomorrow. Right now, we need you to be the misogynistic Neanderthal we all know and love.
Yep, Graham said that to Neil. Because, of course, they sent him to get her attention so they can get her off the bus.
Yeah.
Which doesn't go the way they wanted to, because, let's all get on the bus, but guess what? There's a few new passengers.
Yeah, I love that. Women love me again. I was like, Neil, either you need to be the first to die, or you're going to go on this major character arc of realizing that women are actually human beings. One or the other. We're going to do... Which one are we going with you?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, Vince has other ideas about what happened in this movie that he tells us later. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it goes terribly wrong. Terribly wrong.
They get to the bus. I love that. It was like trapception in a way. Was it a trap? I don't know. Getting her off the bus wasn't really a trap, but either way, Neil lures Ruth out of the bus so the others can get back on, and the other zombies are just chilling back there waiting for them.
Yep. What did you come up with for the scissor sister with the scissors? Did you have a creative name for her?
I did. And
what was it?
She's Edwina Scissorhands.
How did I know that's what you were going to do? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. And then, after the bus situation that goes poorly, they all kind of run in different directions. Neil had already run off. We have the groups of 3 and then 2 split. And then Patrick, who's got the phones, had to make sure to get the bag with phones. Whatever happened to the phones?
Because he didn't get the bag of phones. The bag that
I thought he did. He threw them up on the...
Yeah, that was his bag of golf balls.
That's right.
Yeah, he didn't get the phones. He got his bag of golf balls, which came in handy because he's actually really
good. He's a really good shot. Yeah, it's a great shot. And then they somehow get the zombies to fight each other for a little bit. But I was like, I don't know about this plan. He throws the bag up there and then climbs up there on the billboard. Got a chop to the leg for it. I'm like, I don't know about this plan, man. Sure.
Not smart. Not smart at all.
Watch all the different people come out. So I was like, whoever's in charge of costuming. And then I had to go look it up. Just give credit where it's due. Haley Neubauer? I don't know how to pronounce it, but my best attempt. Haley Neubauer is the costume designer for this movie, so props to her, because I know she had the most fun anyone could ever have.
Oh, absolutely.
All of the different zombies from the different shops and businesses and the bride and all. Fantastic costuming work. Incredible.
And the bride is like the icon. I think the most iconic in this movie is her. Because
having the dentist and the butcher and the shopkeeper and the barber and the goth occult store owner and with the sword. And it's like, costuming was the best job you could get on this movie.
Absolutely. She had fun. She had to have had fun because there were just so many different characters that you could really just get out there with. Like, just go for it. Run with whatever the idea you had. And I watched a couple of videos where they did the makeup and different things, and it just looked like it was so much fun to do.
Oh, I bet.
Like, overall.
Yeah. So they split up, like half the guys in the toy store, the other half in the clothing shop. Patrick up in the billboard, and then Neil, he's getting whipped. Time for an escape. There's a granny. So what do you do in that situation? Go! Gets into a house and then frying pan.
Yep. And he meets.
Yeah. He's got a hot date.
Yep. He
they're hiding
tries.
out in the different stores, and he's on a date. I've heard of finger food, but this is ridiculous. And I made that joke before Neil made the finger food joke. I'm going on the record. I typed it, I made the joke, then I probably hit play on the movie, and then he said something about finger food. I was like, no, I said it first. I'm keeping it.
Yeah, he does try to talk his way out of it, which we know he's been able to, use his charm and personality to try to calm or diffuse situations. But I felt like it might work. And then she decided she was hungry. Mm-hmm. And what she had on her plate was not enough. So she had to go get a new slice of white meat to add.
She took the pinky, the small one. So it may not be a potato, but she was craving a fingerling. And I didn't write that one down. That was just right now off the cuff.
I don't even know what to do with you.
Yeah, and then Patrick, at least he's got his meditation track on his iPod to sit up there and listen to while waiting for the big timber.
Well, and the whole time, I mean, he is trying to knock them out. Like, he's aiming really well and is able to help his friends a little bit. While she's still focused on, which I'm just like, if you lose interest in them when they go in the house, how do you even remember that he's up there? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. Don't understand.
She had a vendetta.
She did.
And then I think the funniest part for me, the hardest I actually laughed out loud with this movie.
Oh, oh my God. Okay.
Mikey and the truck. The whole bit with the brick. Mm-hmm. Like hitting himself with a brick twice. Comedy gold. I have seen a few actual real life surveillance camera videos of similar situations with would-be robbers who threw a brick at a plexiglass window and it bounced back and hit them in the face or hit their friend. They're beautiful videos to watch. So it reminded me of that. But then it just keeps getting funnier. He keeps attacking the window and it's not working. And then just the lightest little kick on the thing and the alarm goes off. And then
yep.
So funny. It's so funny.
Yeah. He was trying. They were trying.
While he's messing with the truck, though, I didn't love, I was like, boys and their toys. Vince and Matt having way too much fun with the severed head RC truck.
Honestly, Matt just wanted to take that robot home because that was it. It's in its original packaging. And I'm like, you're such a nerd. And
yeah,
I love it because that I can relate to that. Wanting something like that.
Yeah, Matt and Vince were very fun. Come on, Vince. Me and you. Butch and Sundance. They both died.
Yep. Again, I think Vince is consistently seeing his friends they're not who he is. And I got that impression from the beginning. Just in the way we were introduced to each of them and the way that he acts, it's just not the same. He just seemed more subdued. And again, when we get to it, we'll talk about his little monologue. His monologue. We'll talk about his monologue.
All right, I'm sure. If you will, because my only note on that was literally, I went, that's a rousing speech and all, but drive. That's all I had to say about it. So maybe you'll dive into it more.
I will. I will.
But yeah, so yeah, the RC truck, and then we talked about the burning witch outside the burning witch, but then that fire spreads all the way back to the toy store and kaboom, because you were dribbling, Matt. Mm-hmm.
He was, but he came up with that idea. You
guys know a place where an old man can dribble a little piss? No,
You're so bad. I love that Matt came up with the idea to use the super soaker. Mm-hmm. And fill it with that fluid that goes in the RC car or RC truck.
I've never known of combustible fluid to go in RC
No,
vehicles.
Me either.
It's usually just batteries.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it a UK thing, maybe?
I don't know.
Maybe we'll have to ask
I didn't look it up. I should have. I was like, he's like, no, it's for the RC. I was like, okay.
Sure.
And then again, my brain is like, that's just, you use batteries for that.
Yes.
I've never heard of putting fuel in a radio controlled vehicle.
Batteries. Receptor.
Okay, sure.
antenna. Like, no, that doesn't work. But I liked it. I also laughed really hard when he tried to give that very, 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 very small one to Vince.
Reminded me of the Men in Black, the cricket.
Oh my God, yeah. It's like, yep, okay, here you go. Vince was not happy with that at all. But at least they figured out, like Vince and Matt they were the ones that figured out, we get this going, we can send a walkie-talkie to them on the other side. And so that they can at least communicate, because they couldn't. Other than they could have gotten a whiteboard out, Pake, maybe.
Yeah, we know whiteboards work.
Whiteboards work really well. They could have done that, but they didn't. I thought that you would love the line where, Graham asks how Matt is, and Vince says the Force is with him, and it's when
that's great.
Matt was figuring out what he could do with the Super Soaker.
Yeah.
Of which there was only one, and I just find that hard to believe that in a toy store there's only one. But okay. Right.
Must have been a hot ticket item for the women of Moodley the day before.
Yeah.
They all wanted Super Soakers.
Mm-hmm. One thing that drove me a little bit nuts, actually it didn't drive me nuts, but I kind of was like, okay, the guy told him not to go in the woods. I thought that would come into play later, and it didn't.
It does in my headcanon. We'll get to that.
Okay. Because I didn't understand. I'm like, it's nothing happens. Like, why did you even bother to tell us? Oh, it's just because you need to split. Okay. That's why.
That's why? Yeah. And then they went a direction that I knew was coming with what the threat of this movie was. I was like, how did I know we were going to get a cross-dressing gag in here somewhere? It's too obvious. I will agree, though. Sergeant Gavin pulls it off.
Absolutely.
Very well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It made me think of Walking Dead and the guts. Glenn and Rick and the guts. That early Walking Dead. Yeah.
This is their version. I was like, man, too bad that Gavin died in this movie, because he would have had one hell of a career in drag going forward.
I agree. Absolutely.
The gang finally is all back together in the church with some real fucked up shit that was going on in that building.
Yeah, they learn that Magnat is behind all of it, or was at least a pawn or a collaborator or a conspirator in this situation.
Involved, for sure. Yeah. Project Cat House. And then I was like, oh, that makes sense. Why is the logo a dolphin, though? And then it was like, oh, it's separate things. So it's like but not really. It was like because I was like, Cat House, but there's a dolphin. But then the dolphin is the military thing, which is also connected in the same thing, but the dolphin was the high frequency blocker or whatever. I was like, okay. And then they mutate into smarter, stronger, deadlier super zombies. Awesome. Yep. Wonderful.
At least, before Gavin died, he was able to give them some information.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I skipped over a note because I thought it was funny. I was like, they really are just sitting around talking about which zombies are the most attractive. They did have that conversation. I really like the one with the axe. And then all simultaneously, she's married.
Yep. Yep. Again, this is giving Vince more information about his friends that I don't think he really knew or paid attention to when he was married. Mm-hmm. And Graham at one point is annoyed with them because he's like, you don't have any respect for women. And Neil thinks all women are mental. And Graham is back at him again saying, but you can't make that blanket statement about an entire gender. And Neil fires back with, he was a king when he met her. She turned him into a fucking ghost. And he's talking about Vince. Again, I feel like Vince is listening to his friends. He's seeing all of these things. And I think it helps him shift to where he finally is just like, he breaks in a way he needed to let go of his soon-to-be ex-wife.
Yeah, then let's see, the dolphin, I talked about that. Laundry detergents, the way spreading virus, called that. And then, we get the big reveal of Moodley being the test site for using a virus for biological warfare. I was like, Classic plan. I've seen that exactly in 100 million different things. So, okay, yeah, we'll use that one.
Yeah. Have we done the Crazies yet?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my God, we have to do the Crazies. Okay. All right.
It's my favorite sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it would be a sitcom.
Yes, it isn't.
Meet the Crazies.
You've just created an entire sitcom right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting here. This is what we do on Run for Your Lives. We create sitcoms.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, like, reveals and stuff in the church, R.I.P. Mikey's Nan first. But then...
Well, R.I.P. Gavin.
Yeah.
Death
first.
by shears, which cut his spine, and it reminded me of a movie I saw recently that you saw also, where the spine and a head, and yeah, we won't talk about that. And yeah, then Matt goes crazy on Mikey's Nan, basically.
Mm-hmm. And then R.I.P. Matt, which at this point I was starting to think they were all going to make it out. Because, like, so earlier I was like, who's going to be the first to die? It's going to be Neil. Is it going to be... And then when nothing happened after a while, I was like, oh.
so too.
I was like, oh, so they're all going to survive. And then, no, then Matt's the first one to die. I was like, they waited quite a while to do the first main character death.
They did.
An hour and 5 minutes in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then look, Banksy finally made it. I'd almost forgotten he existed.
He's oblivious to what's going on. He's following breadcrumbs.
Mm-hmm.
Sauntering in like, oh, wow, where are my friends? Are they at the... he doesn't say that, but that's what I'm thinking when he gets there.
Yeah.
And I love that they didn't show us how he actually got there, because it made it even funnier later.
It's a good reveal, yeah. The group does avenge Matt. They take out Crispy Xena, so that's good.
That's for what? Xenomorph? Is that what you...
No.
What? Warrior Princess?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the leather and the sword.
Okay, I get it.
Come on now. Come on. Get on board with my jokes.
Yeah. That's for Matt, bitch! Mikey says. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And then they found all the men of Moodley being consumed by the women of Moodley in the basement of the church.
Women, am I right? No, I'm kidding.
I knew it!
I couldn't help it.
You couldn't... Are you sure you couldn't help it?
Oh, here they come.
Well, somehow Vince's lighter, which was an ongoing thing in this movie, ends up being one of the last breadcrumbs that Banksy comes across.
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt like they were going to get into this argument about who had the worst day. I mean, some of them are wearing women's clothing, and there's blood involved. And he's talking about his day. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't think, Banksy, you have a leg to stand on in this case.
Yeah, but he does get the ladder. Stop it. But then that leads to the ladder bridge, yes, which was really cool. Very precarious. And they almost all get across, except for poor Graham, who gets dumped over back down into the little alley, and then Mammy Slammy from the top with a massive frog splash. He's down for the count on that one. Ring the bell.
I mean, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what it looked like. She was really just trying to get to Neil.
Yeah.
She thought he was a tasty piece.
Mm-hmm. For sure. She wanted her boyfriend back. And then, Edwina Scissorhands, you pulled that one out of me early. But then they get to Banksy's car. And it's a rental. And it's teeny tiny. Wonderful.
I mean, okay, why don't you, Banksy, take one of them, maybe Patrick who's hurt, and drive out and get help? Maybe. And the others could find another way. But no, we didn't do that.
No. We get Patrick's last words. I'm not going to die in this shit. You were saying?
Yeah, I called her the Scissor Queen at one point. I think that was my running thing.
Mhm.
I mean, Banksy thought that, oh, how could this be worse? And Neil, how many fingers am I holding up? They're fucking eating us. I think Neil had some really great lines. Like, his character had a lot of great lines.
Yeah. Then R.I.P. Banksy, which, to be fair, he was wearing a shirt with a bullseye on it.
He was.
I mean, look at what he was wearing. He was asking for it.
He was. His death was fun.
I mean, she nailed it right in the middle of the bullseye. You can't blame her.
Yeah.
It was there.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I really thought she would just get a glass out and collect his blood and drink it.
Preacher style?
Yeah.
Cassidy?
Yeah. I mean, one of my favorite vampires ever.
Yeah.
Cassidy.
Of course.
Yeah, he would do that.
And then, yeah. Vince's rousing speech that you have notes about.
I do. Because you know what? Vince, at this moment, not driving away, decides he's going to have a midlife crisis.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And Mikey is flipping out about it. And Neil's just like, well, it's about fucking time. Like he's been waiting for this to happen. Like, he's wanted Vince to, like, get his head on straight because he's been brokenhearted, which I don't think Neil understands what being brokenhearted is. But Vince does. Like, he's brokenhearted about losing his wife. You know? And he just basically lets some stuff out and is like, Neil, you're following your dick around like a fucking compass. Yes, a fucking compass. Mikey, for letting his marriage, you know, slip through his hands. He's like not paying attention. He's just being a shit husband. And that neither of them know anything about women, but they're still alive. Like, Vince can't fathom how the people that died are happily or unhappily married, and are decent, but they're still there. And I don't know, maybe Vince was closer to Patrick and, well, at the time, we also thought that Graham had died. And Banksy, like, maybe he felt closer to them, I'm not sure. But this is when he had his little monologue, and I actually wrote it down, because I had a feeling you would not. So, he said...
I don't do that.
You do, a lot of the time, but I knew you wouldn't tonight. He said, the rest of us, we try to do everything by the book, and we're the ones who get shafted. We try to be what they want us to be. We become reliable, mature, domesticated. And then what happens? They get bored. That's what happens. If all women really want is a pet, why don't they just buy a fucking Labrador? I've had enough of being told to sit and lie down and roll over and play dead. From now on, what you see is what you get. Neil's frickin' face when he's saying this is like, it's like, finally Vince is back. The Vince that isn't domesticated is back. And he's like, following the rules have gotten me a one-way ticket to Moodley. We're going off-road. And so he starts it up, and they're going to get out of town. And I thought, okay, this is the end of the movie.
They're taking off. I mean, take notes, Hot Fuzz. That's how you deal with a series of wooden fences. You just drive through them. Even if you run over Neil's girlfriend on the way out.
Yep.
Just drive through.
Neil's face when they did that, he was so happy. he you know, the whole Pinky, yeah, he was not upset about that one. And the scoring, I thought, in the movie was good. Like, the music they picked for different things, I thought fit really really well, and it was fun. But at this point...
Yeah, they got out of Dodge, and then Graham radios them. He's still alive in the pile of bodies. It's like Lost. We have to go back!
Yeah, and they all are like, yes, we're going to. Like, you could see they were going to go back and get him as a trio.
They come flying back into town. Through the billboard! Through the signs. As reckless as we can. Till the wheels fall off the van. Ah, screech, screech, motherfucker. Ah, screech, screech, goddamn. God,
yeah, so that's on Pake's upcoming album. We'll be releasing that in September.
Yeah.
I mean, they know that they're outnumbered. They get Patrick's golf clubs. They're ready to probably die trying to get Graham, but they're going to try anyway. And Graham takes it out of their hands by doing what they should have done in the first place and checked to see if the sound box that Gavin had showed them earlier was plugged in.
It's the number one question about an electronic that isn't working. It's usually, is it plugged in? Okay.
Yeah.
So the zombies are taken care of. Except as soon as Neil starts having too much, I was like, yeah, they're fucking around with the button too much. Idiots.
Yep. We got a problem. You know, the box works great, and they make the joke remote control women, and that was the one time I was like, fuck you guys. Fuck you.
So that's where we end the movie. Yeah, it's like they break the box, and then they take off running, and they're laughing into the thing. So, like I said, that's the end of the movie, except not for me.
Not for you.
Headcanon ending. I decided what the actual off-screen ending of the movie is.
Okay. Pake's version. So, is this like Taylor's version of music? It's Pake's version.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in.
They start laughing. They run laughing into the forest. Graham in the shopping cart. And they go right into the forest where all the other women zombies that they were warned about are still hiding out. And then they're all 4 dead in a matter of minutes. The end.
Great job, Pake. Good job. Way to end this comedic zombie movie on such a great high.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why you're podcasting. You should be writing movies.
I know, right?
I mean, why not?
Well, first I've got to get working on The Crazies. Coming soon to NBC. Thursday night lineup.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think they even do that anymore.
No, I don't think so. You mean must-see TV? I think that's what it was.
Man, there's a point in time where it was like Friends, The Office, Scrubs, and like, did Parks and Rec come in like right at the tail end of that? Maybe.
I think it did.
Yeah. Looking at doing a reboot of The Office, which I don't know how I feel about that.
No, I don't think I can watch that. I don't think I can. I think that I did my time on The Office. I watched the original. Like, I watched Ricky Gervais'
you did
Office.
Your time watching the whole original Office.
No.
All 6 episodes.
There were 12 and several specials, I'll have you know. I watched the original back then, and then I watched the version that we had in the U.S. Mm-hmm. Did you think I didn't watch The Office, like the U.S. version? Okay.
No, I was just more giving you a hard time of like, I did my time. I watched the original.
No.
It's like, that takes so much time.
I feel,
but yeah.
I feel like I did what, I mean, I don't want them to. If they came out tomorrow and said, we're rebooting Parks and Rec, I'd be like, no.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
The Office is great as it is. And I will say, not even controversially, I think the American version is way, 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 way better than the British version of The Office.
No.
Yes.
No. No. The first season of The Office in the U.S. was not good. They tried so hard to make it.
And that was why it was not good.
No. They tried to make it like the British version, and it's not the same type of humor.
Right. And so when it found
its footing in season 2. No, I don't think so. But I did enjoy it a lot. Yeah. It was Deadline announced that the reboot is forging ahead. Bill Lawrence, who was the producer behind it, is there.
I mean, if Bill's doing it, then that's good. Because, I mean, he's got a great track record.
Yeah.
He also is the man behind Ted Lasso. So.
Yeah. And I love Ted Lasso. Mm-hmm. Football is life. 100%. Love that. So I have to ask you, did you have a favorite zombie in this movie? You think any of them stand out? For me, it was the bride, because I just thought that everything on her was fantastic. The costuming, the makeup was amazing. So
it was Busty Goth Zombie that evolved into Crispy Xena. That was my favorite.
All right. Well, we don't agree on that because I liked The Bride better, but that's okay. Even if she...
Mm-hmm. The Bride's the British Office of Zombies.
Would you... Sure. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, here's the thing. This movie did not get a lot of love, but I found it incredibly fun. Michael Dwyer of the Irish Times gave it 1 star out of 5 because he thought it was too close to the release of another movie that was called Lesbian Vampire Killers. And it also borrowed too much from Shaun of the Dead. I had fun with it.
What would they have taken from Shaun of the Dead?
Oh.
The fences and the throwing stuff and the, in different words, but pretty much Vince all but saying, hey, let's go to the pub and wait for it all to blow over at the end.
Yeah, exactly. I'm okay with it because you know what? It was fun. Mm-hmm. I had fun with it.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
I think we covered it.
I think so. I hope so. Did we?
Or I'm looking.
Well, we got feedback phone.
All right.
So.
Let's see.
I guess if you did have any more notes, too bad, because I got to answer the phone now. So.
All right.
We'll see. All right, we do have a little bit of feedback this week from the ever faithful, the ever loyal, the always coming through, Catherine, who says... Unfortunately, I kept falling asleep 20 minutes into Doghouse. I blame long, stressful days and the calming British accents that just knocked me out. I did wake up for the ending on my 4th attempt, and wow, the makeup and effects were so much fun. How did Graham survive being body slammed from that height? The women with the scissors and blades were pretty creepy, and I especially loved the grannies and their walkers. Probably wasn't supposed to root for the women, but I was bummed that the van exploded the body slammer. I'll have to go back and watch the middle and hope it's as good as the end.
It was fun, Catherine. I hope that you do go back and revisit it, and I hope you do enjoy it because it's kind of a fun movie. I'm sorry that you were falling asleep. Well, if you'd like to submit your feedback, you can do so by finding us on Facebook and Instagram at Run For Your Lives Podcast, or you can email us runforyourlivespodcast@gmail.com. You can go to runforyourlivespodcast.com for all the links that you're ever going to need. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to tell your friends. We are available on all the podcast players, including Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and more. If you feel so inclined, give us a review on Apple Podcasts, as that is the best way to share the love and get us out there even more. We really appreciate it.
Indeed we do. And of course, speaking of sharing the love, got to give those shout outs to the Podcastica universe and beyond around us. Things going on. I said it weird, out of order, and it threw me off. Oh, indeed we do. And of course, speaking about sharing the love, got to give some shout outs to things going on in the Podcastica universe around us and beyond. With those things being, of course, the Murder Magnet podcast, where Penny, Becky, and Kelsey this week are covering Season 2, Episode 12 of Poker Face. They've been covering that show over there on that podcast, so definitely check that out. Also, Penny, working double duty with Still Slaying, the Buffy rewatch podcast. She's got Sam and Jim on for Season 4, Episode 10 this week, so you can check out that episode, watching the Buffy favorite episodes of theirs. Then with currently running shows as well, other ones of their Squid Game cast going on there. Veronica and David covering episode 3 of this 3rd and final season of Squid Game over on Netflix. They're going weekly on that one, so definitely give that a listen as well. Really interesting final season for them to break down, so go check that out. And then on the Let It Rip, the Bear cast. That one, Lucy and Peter back for that. And because The Bear is another show that with these, like last season, they just dropped the whole thing at once. So instead of going weekly, they're breaking it up into 2 sections. So if you want to check out their coverage of episodes 1 through 5, you can go ahead and check that out. That was up last week. and was so good. It was great driving, listening for me on my way back from Dallas the other day. Had a great time with that. And then next week, they're kind of doing it 2 weeks apart. So next week, be tuned in for their coverage of the final half of the season. And they'll also be doing some cooking segments and stuff with that final half. They've got to try to procure some American ingredients that they don't have over there. So they're working on it. But for the back half of the season, they should be able to get some stuff together. And they'll have some extended cooking segments and stuff with that next episode. So stay tuned for that. It's a blast listening to them cover the bear, talk about food, cooking food. They're fun to listen to. So love you, Lucy and Peter. Keep it going. Can't wait to hear that back half. I need to finish watching the season, which has been so good so far. That first half was incredible. So if you haven't watched The Bear, freaking watch The Bear. And of course, speaking of Beyond, we got to give our good friend Mark and his Pirate Core Entertainment Podcast Network some love, as him and Becky are getting together on the What's On Tonight podcast to cover Dexter Resurrection. So they will have their episode covering episodes 1 and 2 of the season together. So you can check out that. Also over on Panels to Pixels, he's teaming back up with Jamie to cover Sandman Season 2. So I'll have some Sandman coverage over on Panels to Pixels as well. So definitely go give those some listens and some love. If you want more of me and Daphne, for whatever reason, you can always check out the Buffalo podcast, still going. Having a really great time with Jeff and Jerry over there as well. Just getting together, talking about anything and everything. Trying to make each other laugh. Trying to drive Daphne as crazy as we can. We may even very soon start finding a way to figure out exactly who drove her the most crazy. I don't know. Well, maybe a little metagame in there.
Yes. But what I did determine is that one of you in person can drive me as crazy as 3 of you on Zoom.
Mm-hmm. I had to pick up the slack.
You did a great job. And
yeah,
yes, in all the best ways, though. I mean, as much as I complain about it, I love you guys.
Yeah, it's a fun time over there. So definitely just want to hear us in more of our just personal element and outside of covering TV and movies and things like that. Then, yeah, definitely go give that a listen. We're just playing games and having fun. But after you've checked out all of that, of course, you can come back right here to Run for Your Lives next week. We'll have something fun and new for you to listen to. Daphne, what are we doing next week?
Well, 5 childhood friends reunite for an epic pub crawl in their hometown, only to discover that the real challenge isn't the drinking. We are covering the final film in Edgar Wright's Cornetto trilogy, The World's End.
Yay, finally.
Yes.
Wrapping up the Cornetto trilogy, Blood and Ice Cream.
Yeah.
Long enough. It took us long enough to finally wrap it up. But yeah.
Yeah, this one has been on the radar for a while. We just haven't covered it. And so we finally decided to do it.
Yes. Always need it. Edgar Wright. Always need it.
Always. And this was the first time that I had seen it. I know that might sound strange because I usually jump on whatever Edgar Wright is doing. But I did not.
It's a British film. How did you possibly not watch it?
How the bloody hell have I not watched it?
Exactly.
Yeah, I have watched it now, so I feel better.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Well, that brings us to the end of another fun episode. Thanks, everyone, for listening. I'm Daphne.
And I'm Pake.
And if you have to run, you better run for your lives.
Bye-bye.